My F33 friends are choosing my ex, M33, over me. Are they real friends? So I, F33, have a group of friends and met someone, M33, last year. We dated for a few months but he broke up with me in January. It's been a very painful breakup due to our emotional connection and he only gave me 2 weeks of space before integrating back into meetups. Though space was only in person, he carried on happily laughing and joking in the group chat the next day. He is very good at keeping his emotions inside and rarely displays any sign that he may be hurting. Whereas I have childhood PTSD due to being neglected and emotionally abused as a child, and due to this I am not being able to hide my emotions at all. When he was around today, I had a huge panic attack and cried. My friends never showed me any sign of support, didn't bat an eyelid when seeing I had been crying, and didn't show me any affection or come to my aid at all. They just carried on socializing with him instead. This is really hurting because keeping all of my emotions shut down is really hard, but I can't stop hanging with my friends as being around them is the only thing keeping me together right now. I am starting to idealize not existing and have been turning to alcohol lately too. Are they my real friends and just don't know what to do with me, or are they choosing him over me? Don't worry about them for now or him. You need to work about you. The first step for you here is book yourself in for some therapy. You can get through this and you can get through your past trauma as well. Good luck, op. They do sound like they are being your friends, but they are also his friends. They are still talking to you and inviting you to be around and socializing with you. They could easily stop but are choosing to be in your life. What they aren't doing, and what is unfair to expect, is fulfilling all your emotional needs. They are not responsible for keeping you stable, calming you down and stopping you from drinking. That's an unfair burden to place on them, and you can't blame them for not dropping everything for you, especially if this is quite a common occurrence. It's been said a lot, but you need therapy and a trained professional to help you with this. I feel like we are missing a chunk of the story. How long have you been friends with these people? How did you meet them? Did they know your ex before you dated him? Why did you break up? They are your real friends. They aren't your therapists though. We all have stuff that we need to address, and it's not fair to ask out friends to adjust their behavior around our stuff. I'm sober. I don't expect anyone to not drink just because I'm there. It's my issue. I address that in awe. I suggest that you find a therapist. It would improve your life. Maybe skip group events for a while, and invite your friends on smaller outings. Ask them for what you want from them right now and see if they're able to give it to you. My 21 female boyfriend, 27 male, got drunk today and hit me just now. He had a drinking issue last year, but after we got into relationship, myself and his mother got worried about this and tried to stop him from getting drunk again. He had hit me before and shows very rude behavior towards other people, especially in public. He gets pure aggressive in nature. Everything went fine for few months. I moved in with him last month. He usually drinks lightly every Saturday. But today we were on a date. He had taken a few drinks, that's what he said. His mood changed suddenly because he couldn't withstand the masala of the food and the waiter was taking too long to bring the bill. I went to the counter, threw the bill at the owner and paid. I got furious, so I started walking towards our lane. That's when few street dogs came towards me. From a very young age I am extremely scared of them. I panic every time a dog comes near me. He knows that, so I stopped and waited for him to come. Even when he approached me, he shoved me towards the dog and walked away. I instantly panicked and ran to the home. After coming back home, I yelled at him for this routine of his of slamming others when drunk. That's when suddenly he grabbed me by my throat and threw me. Instantly I slapped him as a reaction, but he didn't stop. He kicked the beer bottles under the sink, threw bags and clothes and our speaker to the floor, packed his bags and started calling his friends. I was like done. I knew at that moment that this will be my future on a loop if I stay with him. He is never gonna change. I am simply wasting my youth on this moron. I am done. I won't take violence. I have heard many stories that started like this and didn't end well. As I write this, my whole body is shaking. I feel so helpless. I have no one to talk to. I love him, but his manners makes me doubt if I want to have a future with him. Please let me know what you think. Peace. He is literally standing outside my apartment RN and I am too scared that he won't leave even in the morning. This will be my future on a loop if I stay with him. This is it, right here. You know what to do. He will kill you if you stay. Correction, he has a drinking problem, not past tense. Lesson learned. Even with his mother's help, you cannot fix him. This is the way he is. Ask yourself how you would advise your best friend if she was in this situation. He is abusive and he drinks too much. This is who he is. Leave, now. Bad manners isn't what this man has. This man is abusive. This man is very likely to kill you. A man who puts his hands on your throat or attempts to strangle you is the most likely to kill you. You are not safe. You cannot love him. Loving him will get you hurt. You need to end this. Please, for your own safety, get rid of this man. You don't have a future with him. Please find someone safe to be with you or stay with them. This will not improve. I waited, myself, and almost lost my life. It will escalate. Period. If you stay, you will either die, or wish you would. Wait until he leaves, pack your stuff, and have someone escort you somewhere safe. Do not meet with him, or talk to him. Have someone else go get the rest of your things with the police present. See if you can get a restraining order, and lay low until it's in place. My F33 boyfriend, M26, is super honest and it hurts. My F33 boyfriend, M26, is super honest with me. I cry a lot when I think about our discussions. He says that what he is saying out loud is just what every normal man in a relationship is experiencing secretly. And that it is good that he is not lying to me and pretending that he feels what he doesn't feel. So it hurts a lot, and I've always been overly sensitive, so I don't know. Maybe I should just get through it. He started to tell me it's not natural for him to take me in his arms, that he is attracted to other women sexually, that if I were more than a 7 I would have made a career in modeling. He thinks I am a 5.5, but it's my bad. I asked him when I was drunk, just for fun, so he know that I'm hurt, but it's my fault. I don't think he would have told me without me asking. He tells me that he suffers too from feeling less for me than he used to, that he dreams about experiencing another passion, that he is bored in the relationship. That even if I was the most beautiful woman in the world to him, he would still stop looking at me eventually. Because things be like that. He tells me all this, and he tells me that he loves me though. He tells me that he will never find another one like me, and doesn't want to leave me ever, or cheat on me. He tells me that fortunately, he never will, because women are not attracted to him, so he will never have the occasion. It hurts like hell, really. But maybe it's just love actually. As he says, love is not like it is in movies when you want to stay with someone for a long time. It's about commitment. And he is kind, always here for me, we are so goofy and open together. So I really don't know what to do. And to be honest, I'm not sure that what he says is true, because I don't feel less in love than I was when we met over 2 years ago. It is different, of course, we live together now, I see him every day, but still, I do see beauty in him, more than in any other man. I still want to kiss him and cuddle him apart from sex. I don't know what to do. Did anybody went through something similar? Any men could confirm his saying? It's not just love actually. Your boyfriend is a garbage person who is trying to normalize their inner garbage by snowing you, asserting, all men think this way. He's telling you he's bored. Believe him and be grateful for that knowledge. It is true that at some point in a long-term relationship sexual fixation can wane through familiarity. See the work of Esther Perel on this. That being said, you're making a ton of excuses for him? He's not being honest, he's being cruel to you under the guise of honesty. Being super honest is code for being an asshole. You need to run, girl, get out of there. Find someone who thinks you're a 10 and actually loves you. What an ass. All his honesty is negatives about the relationship and you. That's not love. It's mutual avoidance of ending it. You want a relationship with a guy that told you he doesn't feel same. That's not healthy. Sadly, you both lack the strength to end it. So it will keep lasting until one of you stumbles on someone else that does and breaks it off. He's right. Love isn't like the movies. But this is like one of those Lifetime movies that begins with an emotionally abused woman who thinks her asshole of a boyfriend is actually her Prince Charming. So this isn't love either. This man should not be your boyfriend. He should not be anyone's boyfriend. Whatever beauty you see in him is betrayed by his cruelty. It's not a math equation. The good doesn't subtract from the bad. Anyone who loves you would not treat you this way. They would never hurt you under the pretense of being honest. Everyone will tell you to save yourself and get out of the relationship. This is one time where you should give in to peer pressure. Everyone is right. My 33M wife, 31F, found out she has deformed breasts. How do I make her feel better? My 33M wife, 31F, has been crying on and off all afternoon because she found out she has deformed boobs. Just typing that out makes me angry. NGL. Some background. We've been together for 10 years, married for 6. We were each other's first serious relationship and overall we've been pretty happy together. I find her incredibly sexy and attractive. We have a pretty good sex life and are both happy on that front, not super kinky but we like to try new things and have fun. She's always been self-conscious about a couple of things about her body like having some cellulite or her stomach not being flat but it's never gotten in the way of our bedroom activities. It's just been I guess a normal amount of insecurity, which I mean is not great but I think it's common for most women to be a bit insecure about some part of their body, right? However, one thing she's always been insecure about since we've been together are her breasts. Now, I don't see anything wrong with them. They're big and soft and sexy and I fucking love them and tell her that. But she's always said she doesn't like how they look because they're a weird, ugly shape. Her insecurity about them has gone up and down over the years but it's always there. Sometimes it's only a little bit, sometimes a lot. It's true that her breasts don't look like the perfect boobs you see in movies and porn that are round and high and perky but I also don't see them as weird and ugly like she does. They're normal boobs to me and part of her and she's sexy so that's how I see it. Well, recently her insecurity about them has been more intense and she started Googling and researching. She spent most of the day on her phone today and that's what brings me here. Basically she stumbled along something called tubular breasts and realized she has this. She showed me pictures and diagrams and from what I understand this condition can vary in severity. From what I could see her breasts do look like the mild end of the spectrum. Not at all like severe cases, but again, I don't care. The reason she is crying is that everything she has found about this condition talks about it as a deformity. That's the actual word that keeps coming up again and again on every site she opens up. So she's already pretty fragile about her breasts but now she's been told by the internet, plastic surgeon sites, medical sites that she's also deformed. I think it really did a number on her and she just looks broken and I'm hurting a lot to see her like this and not knowing how to make her feel better. I reassured her several times that she's not deformed and that I still find her incredibly beautiful and sexually attractive but it doesn't seem to help. She just has an idea in her head that she's disgusting and this thing she found today just cemented that idea and I don't know how to get through to her. What do I do? How do I help her to not see herself like this? Relevant info? She's slim, healthy weight, never had children. I even saw her looking up plastic surgeons in our area today between crying which really worried me because she's never expressed a desire for this before and used to talk about how terrified she would be to go under the knife. She also has chronic health issues that would make surgery a risk for her so for her to go this far really worries me. If she wants to get surgery I'd support her but it's out of character for her the way she is acting right now. Edit. Her chronic health issues do not have an effect on her breasts or appearance. I don't want to go into her medical history here. She is going to therapy and she's talked about body image issues before but it hasn't really seemed to help. I've gone with her a couple of times at her request and she says she knows people come in different shapes and sizes. She knows those perfect breasts and body types are not common and that the images she sees on TV and online are photoshopped. She says she believes me when I say I find her attractive but she says she doesn't know how to find herself attractive. She says she just feels disgusted when she looks in the mirror at her breasts. She says it's like she doesn't know how to make her brain find herself attractive. I don't know how much therapy has really helped or can help. She says she knows she should accept herself and love her body but that she just feels gross when she sees them and doesn't know how to not feel gross. Too long did not read. Wife has great but imperfect breasts she's always been self-conscious about to some extent. Found out through Googling that she has mild, tuberous breasts which keep being called a deformity online and this seems to have broken her self-esteem and she now refers to herself as deformed and disgusting and has been crying a lot. How do I help her see that she's sexy and beautiful and attractive despite her breasts not being perfect porn breasts and that she's not deformed? Edit 2. For some reason Reddit won't show me many of your comments. It's extremely frustrating. I get the notification of a new comment and when I click on it, it just says, "Wow, such empty." I've tried refreshing the post and clicking view all for comments but many comments are just not showing up for whatever damn reason. Thanks Reddit. What do I do? You encourage her to change counselors if it hasn't been successful so far. Is she with someone specializing in body dysmorphia? Or add couples counseling? She says she knows she should accept herself and love her body but that she just feels gross when she sees them and doesn't know how to not feel gross. Joining a support group might help too. There are tons of women and men who struggle with the same issues. Rationally they know that their bodies are normal, however, they don't feel that way. She says it's like she doesn't know how to make her brain find herself attractive. Her brain is a machine learning engine and 99% of the training has been done on edited, young and one type of breast shape. Go on IG and retrain her brain on images of tubular breast images. Feeling sexy is conviction, not validation. Your wife needs the kind of support that can only be offered by a qualified mental health professional. You cannot solve this problem on your own. She needs a doctor, in addition to your support. I can understand your wife's worries at least a little bit. I get very self-conscious about the size and shape of parts of my body too, including my breasts. Sometimes it helps to know that you're not the only one. That being said though, obsessively researching it is likely doing her more harm than good. If you can, it might be an idea to try to take her mind off of her current train. Try to get her away from technology for a bit. Take her out to do something she enjoys, and reintroduce her to the world outside of the screen. Her body and appearance matters very little in the long run, and I'm sure that's not all that makes her up, or that you're attracted to about her. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope your wife finds some peace of mind soon. One thing she should do in addition to all the good advice on here is to start going to places where she can see other women's bodies that aren't photoshopped. Pools or beaches, gyms with open showers in the locker rooms, saunas. Not to be creepy, but to surround herself with normal-looking people. Going to Italy and seeing the 96-year-old lady rocking a string bikini did more for my body image than all the positive self-talk in the world. If you only look at fake bodies, then you develop an unrealistic view of what you should look like. Go to the pool and see what other women really look like. Even that skinny 20-something has a bit of a tummy, because that's how bodies look.